Good morning here from the sunny and humid climes of southern Thailand. And it's a beautiful morning here again. And I'm in my favorite spot here in the middle of the woods, near to the beach and also near to the road, which you can probably hear in the background. And today's topic is, why do Asian women want to date foreigners / older foreigners? Of course, this is a topic which is debated widely across the internet, across several forums. You know that for those of you who are interested in this topic. It seems to be also a mundane topic, but it actually isn't. And in this video, I want to go into more into the psychological dynamics, why that really is, why Asian women, but actually also basically most of the women or any kind of woman around the globe wants to date older men. Yeah, so this is actually two topics in one today. But I'm gonna focus on the Asian women because I have most of my dating experience is actually with Asian women, as you know. But before I start, I wanna ask two questions and I want to make one statement. The first question is, and I think it's a very interesting question, is the following. Is the concept of falling in love, is falling in love actually a Western concept invented by Hollywood and MTV? And also my second question is, do people in different cultures love differently? I think this is a profound question and it is a valid question to ask. And my third point statement I want to make is right in the beginning is, I claim that Asian women are opportunistic, practical, but also very smart. That's my claim, and these are the two questions. And I will go into all these things today in my video. I have a script here, yeah. I try to make it as concise as possible, of course, yeah. So this topic is debated, I know. It's a hot topic. And I want to start first with a little perception problem here. I think that the perception that a lot of Asian women want to date foreigners is actually not true. Yeah, let's take for example the Philippines. Yeah, when you really take the entire population of the Philippines and the entire female population, and when you really break it down, then you will find that the majority of Filipina women, for example, or Indonesian women or Vietnamese women, they are not preferring foreigners, at least they are not dating them. Yeah, the majority of Southeast Asian women, they are dating local men. And only a tiny percentage actually are dating foreigners. One word to the Filipinas. The Filipinas seemingly dominating the online dating websites, for example. You find a lot of Filipinas. Yeah, that might be the case that Filipinas are more interested to date foreigners, but overall the percentage is tiny. So the statement, why do Asian women want to date foreigners, already implies or is based maybe on a wrong perception. Yeah? So this is just for you to ponder and to think about. Yeah? Of course, there are a lot of opinions out there why Asian women want to date foreigners. It is obviously also a hot topic among Western men, Western expats who live in these countries, who move to these countries because for the reason of dating or to get married with a local Asian woman. Yeah? And I think a very tricky thing also comes into play that many of these Western men, these expats, are telling themselves a story, which is actually not true. And these stories are based on certain statements these women made, which I will go into later into this video. Yeah? So these men believe themselves that these Asian women are dating them for these reasons. So it's maybe completely delusional, yeah. But of course, if a younger woman wants to hook up with an older man, if the guy don't want, then the whole thing has failed from the start. Maybe one reason is also that younger guys, maybe in their 20s or early 30s, who move to Asian countries are just really traveling as tourists, you know, and just want to explore the country or have some fun. And these women know that, yeah. They also know that older men who travel to Asia they have different motives, you know, and they are more stable, be it financially or emotionally more stable, you know, and then they either intuitively know that or they consciously know it, and that's why they are focusing in on the older guys. But if you ask any woman, and that's very funny, and there are also many videos about this topic, yeah, on YouTube. When you ask any Asian woman why you would like to date foreigners, or why you think foreigners are better men, also the question can be coined in many different ways, right? So why would you date a foreigner? Of course, you have to look at any individual woman. Any individual woman has her own preferences and background and history and likes and dislikes, needs, desires, and so on. Number one. Number two, yeah, there also are, I think, some general commonalities. Yeah, but again, I think it comes back that Asian women are more practical and more opportunistic. Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's the way it is. And they're also very smart. I think that is because the way they are being raised, and also because of the environment they grew up in, you know, harsher economic conditions, you know, poverty. So these young girls, they are being taught, I think, early on to be really practical. I think your life situation and your life circumstances automatically already force you to think a certain way and to be probably even more creative in terms of generating money, or, you know, just to secure your survival. All these things certainly play a role. But I want to give you some reasons. I wrote them down here, given by Asian women when they are being asked, yeah, why do you prefer to date a foreign man? And a few of these reasons are, for example, they say, oh, it's because of their personality. These Western men, they have a nicer personality. Yeah, what does it really mean? Anyway, so they say personality. They also say, oh, these Western men are more mature, more responsible, they are wiser, they have more life experience. They say they are more settled. They also say that there's less cheating, you know, they are, you know, more stable, there are these older men, there are no playboys anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. They also say that foreigners connect with them better. I don't know what that means. I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe it's also because that age in these Asian cultures plays a very important role. And maybe it is also because of the age that certain women are maybe attracted because of that, you know. They also claim, or not claim, one of the answers the girls give frequently is also the foreigners work harder, you know. And a very important point they make is always, yeah, the Westerners, they are more gentleman-like, you know, they are more romantic and they are more respectful and these kind of things. Yeah, some of the girls, especially in the Philippines, I noticed, they say that, yeah, I want to have mixed babies, you know, if my husband is a Western guy, then, you know, we can create really cute babies, you know, blah, 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 something like that. And that also actually that mixed babies have better opportunities. And this is true in the Philippines, you know, when you look at the celebrities within the country, you know, like all these beauty queens and Miss World, Miss Philippines, Miss Cebu, you name it, or the actors or musicians, and many of them are actually mixed. So that means mostly the dad is a Western guy, and yeah, the beauty standard in the Philippines, I don't know if I should call it screwed, messed up, or it's just the way it is. But you know, this puts many girls also under pressure, and maybe many boys, and maybe that's also desirable. You know, looks are very desirable nowadays in these times, you know. Yeah, and probably some also claim that, or say that Western men are financially more stable and more settled, you know. There can be a better breadwinner, and this financially stable thing, provider, breadwinner, I will go into more deeply in a minute. So this is just a small collection of answers given by women who are being asked, why would you date a foreigner, or why are you interested to date foreigners? These are all conscious reasons given. So now I have to break it up a little bit here, because if you know anything about psychology and also behavioral psychology, then I must tell you that probably all these answers given here by this woman you can throw into the garbage bin. This is all nonsense, because in order to understand human behavior, be it in relationships or be it consumer behavior, why we consume and buy things and why we behave the way we behave, we actually don't know. This is a scientific fact. Yeah. Prior to shooting this video, I've done a little bit of research. So we are talking about behavioral psychology. We're talking about even evolutionary psychology. Okay, when it comes to preferences between women and men, and why women prefer men and why men prefer women, what kind of traits they prefer. So let's take the consumer example. So there is a lot of market research being done on a daily basis. So when you do a customer survey or a consumer satisfaction survey, that basically means you grab one of these customers and ask them consciously a few questions, you know, and then the customer consciously will answer these questions, you know, and then the companies think, oh, we got great insight into the mechanics and the mental processes of the consumer, but it's not true. We are talking about the unconscious mind, and when we are talking about the unconscious mind, the name already implies it. We are not aware of our mental processes. We have no access to them, and this also applies to dating. Yeah, women, and also that applies to men. Also, I think we are probably to the greatest extent not aware of our hidden motivations. Okay, so when women tell you, yeah, you know, this man is more romantic and he's funny, you know, and this and that, that's why I like him, and he has a nice skin color, you know, I don't know, I think this is all, we call it backwards rationalizing, you know. That's what it is about. Also, when you ask a Filipina or an Indonesian or a Vietnamese girl, why do you want to date a foreigner? Already the act of asking this specific question is priming her mind. Yeah? Now to consciously think about an answer. But this is not how our brains work and how we make decisions and how we behave and the way we think. It is all happening unconsciously most of the time. Yeah, but when you ask, why do you date foreigners? Why do you like them? Then now you prime her mind, and now she consciously starts to think about this specific question, and then she will of course find a rational reason. There is no rocket science, yeah? And she will find this reason or that reason, that, and you write it all down and you think that's the truth. No, it's not the truth, you know? It's basically a manufactured response, and with certain techniques and also the way you ask certain questions and use certain words or don't use certain words, you can basically manufacture any kind of responses in your favor, you know. So, long story short, how do you know if this girl is not just playing games with you? Answer is you don't know. Okay, so you always have to assume practical, economic, practical motives first, and we are talking here about economic reasons. Yeah, so this is the main. This is my claim. This is the main driver in women's behavior. Why they are, especially for Asian women, why they would date foreigners. It is based on economics, on economic fears. You know, the situation in these countries is different than in Western countries, and I know that many Filipinas they grew up with that perception, and they're even being taught to think that way. You know, if you're gonna date a foreigner, you're gonna be well off, and this is certainly the case in other Southeast Asian countries as well, like Thailand, right? So whatever the girls are telling you, you must assume there are economic motivations and reasons why she is actually favoring Western guys. So we can also boil it down to this statement: it's all about the money. Yeah, and in my opinion, it is all about the money at the end of the day, because women are looking for social status and also for financial prospects and resources in a man, and that has to do with evolutionary psychology. I don't want to bore you too much, but I find this very interesting why that is. There are also certain theories out there why women have developed these preferences. You know, we are talking about the old hunter and gathering age, you know, where the man was going out hunting and the woman was staying at home. But, you know, it's a fact, you know. In the old days, yeah, the woman was in charge of giving birth to kids, to children, and she was also raising them. And, you know, when you actually, it's a logical thing when you really think it through. What would a woman motivate to be with a man? And I mean, it's all for security and safety, because if the man can provide and guarantee safety to the woman, then in turn the woman is safe to raise and nurture the kids. And this is what's all about in nature. It's all about procreation. At the end of the day, it's as simple as this. It's about procreation. Mother Nature wants to make sure the species is surviving, and she developed certain mechanisms to ensure that this is the case. And in order that the kids can survive, you know, these very innocent and vulnerable young human beings, in order that they can survive, they need nurturing, they need a mother who can take care of them 24 hours. But the mother in turn also needs protection, and the man is the guy, or was, or used to be the guy who was providing this protection. So it all makes sense. So it's absolutely just logical that a woman is interested in a man who can provide stability, safety, security. You know, in the old days, of course, money was not so important, but in these times, money is the symbol of status, power, safety, security, stability. Yeah, we can argue if this is fortunate or unfortunate, but it's all about the money these days. Money talks, money makes the world go round. And therefore, since Westerners are perceived in Asian cultures as rich people, I will not go into the reasons why that is. It is just the case. And they are consciously motivated to even date them. Yeah. So we can now conclude that the predominant motivation, subconscious motivation for Asian women, why they would date foreigners or even older foreigners, is an economic motivation, yeah, at the end of the day, and everything else, you know, is probably the cherry on top of the cake. I know this is debatable here, and I'm looking forward to your comments also. And I would love if you could share also from your experience in dating Asian women. You probably are being married with this woman. I'm not making these statements to judge these women. Yeah, I am shooting this video because I find this topic interesting. And if a woman is predominantly interested in financial stability and safety, then it is normal. What's wrong with that? We all want financial stability and safety. Even us men, we want that, we need that, especially in these times, right? Where money is the main tool to kind of facilitate our trade, our exchange with goods, and then also our survival, basically. So there is nothing wrong with having and looking for financial stability and security, but the woman needs it so more. Yeah, and this is that is rooted in evolution and in history. Yeah, and this is what I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. Are there different concepts of love? I'm pretty sure there are. Asian women, they again are practical, they are opportunistic, and I think they have to be in order to survive. This is basic. So being opportunistic and practical and even cunning is just a survival strategy for these women. Yeah, they need to survive somehow. If they have, let's say, a lower education and no real on-the-job training received or anything, then they have to find different ways how to make their life comfortable. So I really don't want to judge here. I just want to state the facts, you know, and it's up to you to judge. Because I know how many stories are out there and how many judgments are out there and how quickly we are to judge. Oh, these women are just after my money. I mean, that sentence, the woman is just after the money, can be said in a judgmental way, or it can also be said in a factual way. And I think it's true. It is, of course, it's I call it popularism if you say it like that. Women are just after money. It's true, but it's also not true. It's like sensationalism. It's not really true. Women are after stability and security, financially, emotionally, and these kind of things. I mentioned the concept of falling in love. This is also something which I think many Asian women will confirm. I think love and respect may develop later in a relationship, but the main reason why a woman is interested to bond with a man is really because she feels and she wants this safety and security, the financial security. Yeah, so that means, yeah, Western men are being seen as a commodity. It's a very harsh word to use, and but that's, I think, how it is. And so poorer and more undeveloped certain societies are, so more these dynamics will play a role. And they also played a role in Western countries 100, 200, 300 years ago, and even before that. Yeah. So again, coming back to the stories these Western men tell themselves, oh, the women think I'm so handsome, or I'm so tall, I have a long nose, and I'm so funny. You know, she's not dating you because you're so funny, or because you have a long nose, or you have a white skin, or this and that. I just told you the real motivation and the reasons, which the woman, by the way, is not even aware of by herself. Yeah, we have no access to our mental processing facilities in our brain. This is all unconscious, most of the things, you know. And all what we do is, if we are being asked a question by somebody, that we consciously come up with some rationalizations. And we also every day, almost any minute, we backwards rationalize even our own decisions. You know, this is a topic for itself. I cannot go into this, but you need to take this into consideration. So short story long, as usually in my videos. I always try to make it shorter, but I don't know. But this topic is actually very comprehensive. But I want to close it down now. Just want to give you some food for thought. And what's the moral of the story? Yeah, now I think you know the reasons why women really want to date foreigners or even older foreigners, you know. And the moral of the story is take your time, okay? If you really want to find out what her real motivations are, there are a lot of shady women also out there, game players, fakers, scammers and so on. But you will not find out within the first few months. So number one, take your time when you date an Asian woman. Yeah. Number two, work on your discernment. This is very important. Yeah, train your ability to judge properly and to discern. You know. And then number three, know what you want. Yeah, know what you want. Yeah. Many men don't know what they really want, you know. They come to these countries and then they don't really have a clue or idea why they're even there. Yeah, I want to just have some fun. Okay, maybe you just want to have some fun, but maybe again, they're not even aware of their unconscious motivations. They are not clear about themselves, and because let's include myself into it, because we are not clear, that causes a lot of trouble. We are not aware of our true wants and needs and even motivations and aspirations. And that's why we are running in all these kind of situations and trouble and this and that, you know. So again, it comes back to you. You have to take time. You have to do a self-inventory. You have to talk to yourself. You have to dissect yourself a little bit. You have to ask yourself these tough questions. What do I want really? And then also you have to communicate to this woman, yeah, that she is 100% clear of your true motivations, if you know your own true motivations at all, you know. If you are not aware of your desires and needs, then you're gonna get screwed by some woman, I can tell you. I talked about this in past videos. Many men are needy because of different reasons, but they are not aware of the fact that they are needy, and that makes them quickly a victim for some very cunning, clever, smart, practical and opportunistic woman. You know, these women's minds are trained for that, you know. So they just take action upon this and they do what they have to do, right? You cannot really blame them for this. So everybody has to survive somehow. At the end of the day, it's all about procreation. Everybody is out for themselves at the end of the day, in my opinion. This is Mother Nature, and all this love and romance stuff, you know, is all just put on top to make it nicely, to cover it up, because we don't want to see the harsh reality, the harsh truth, how it really is. Or maybe we don't need, you know. Because love and romance can also be very nice. Why not? You know, go into the next Hollywood movie and enjoy and cry and this and that. But you know, too much Hollywood movies, you know, you get brainwashed. You think, this is how the world works. This is how it should be between man and woman and this and that. Maybe it's not, you know. Maybe Hollywood is just some big bullshit, and it's just about brainwash you and fill your mind with bullshit and completely screw you over, and stopping you from switching on your own brain and start to think for yourself, start to ask yourself some questions in order to come to your own conclusions. So, and this is what I want you also, I want you to come to your own conclusions. I hope this video could help. If I spawned a little bit of debate, I'm happy, because this is a debatable topic, of course, and I'm looking forward to your comments as long as they are constructive, okay? I know some guys will disagree with me, that's all okay, you know? And I just try to go into the psychological dynamics in this video, and you know, I'm not all wise also, I'm not all knowing. I don't know everything, but I'm curious, I'm interested, and as soon as I found out interesting stuff. I try to communicate this here on video, and I'm looking forward again, yeah, as I said, to your comments, as long as they are constructive, you know, and in a grown-up manner, because most of the comments I receive, they're very interesting, and I read all the comments, and I even can learn from these comments. So I urge you to comment. And for those of you who just are out to troll around and say stupid things, yeah, I cannot stop you, you know. But anyway, I wish all of you a good day. Take care, and I'm gonna be back next week for sure with another video. Take care, bye bye.